Hi, this is Mark from comicsumo.com, and in today's video I want to talk a bit about my characters from my first webcomic called the Brooker Chronicles. So the Brooker Chronicles, again, it's a series where I call it Law and Order meets the Twilight Zone. Now the focus of, by saying Law and Order, I'm really focusing more on the detective side. I'm a big fan of Jerry Orbach's, the original detective for the Law and Order series, and his Lenny Briscoe character is one I really liked. I have a partner, and so that character is kind of the archetype inspiration for me for plus the sort of combination of detective novels that I like to read, particularly from Don Winslow is my current favorite, plus Lee Child. I know Jack Reacher is another big favorite. Robert Parker, Spencer for Hire, Larry Block wrote a lot of stuff. Not just his Matthew Scudder series. Well, I can say his Matthew Scudder series kind of has an influence. That Scudder's character kind of gave me some inspiration, as well as some of the humor he brings in through the Keller hitman character. So that's sort of the background of that. So my main character, Brooker, of the Brooker Chronicles, name is Detective Thomas Brooker. I kind of imagine him as being a guy who's been on the force for a while, but he's kind of he's got some baggage. So like he's been divorced, he has a gambling problem, and he's partnered with a guy named Carlos McGuire, who's going to be of a mixed ethnic background. I'm not sure how much I'll really play that up into it, but I wanted to make sure that that's in the sort of character profile as I'm writing the stories, give some angle to bring up on. And then there's a third main character, Dr. Grace Lowe. She's the medical examiner, and because all the Law and Orders is always that had to be criminal and go visit the Emmy and has some give some insight to the case. Well, I thought, well, let's have the medical examiner, but also make her the love interest for Brooker. And I think the medical examiner part, I think, is going to be kind of interesting, particularly as I got some stories dealing with things. Because, well, I guess you say is, like I said, I got Law and Order plus the Twilight Zone. So the Twilight Zone mean, I'm going to bring in some of the science fiction, fantasy, horror stuff. So I think it'd be cool to, if I decide to do a zombie story or I have a vampire story in mind, where we could bring in the ME to side of it to first, to help basically add some more color to the story, maybe add some new twists to this to those typical genres. There'll be another idea of a recurring character. I have this idea I thought that would be really interesting or funny, maybe even, is that Brooker having a gambling problem. He's in Gambling's Anonymous, and make it that his sponsor is actually a mob guy named Joey Gloves. And I just thought that would be kind of interesting and funny. But anyway, so that's the main characters. I'll try and see if I can include some. Well, at the end of the video, I will put in some sample artwork for what the characters kind of look like right now. And thank you for watching. Again, if you're in the Facebook group video, thank you for being part of the group and participating. If you're watching this on YouTube, come on over to my Facebook group. That's where I post something almost every day, artwork. I post polls, make it a lot of fun, try to have a lot of fun, and of course, they should be the first people to know when I publish something new live with the webcomic. All right, again, thanks for watching, and I'll put again for YouTube, I'll put the link below. Thank you.